All right, so today we have an interesting one. We have a house that's been winterized. Today we're coming in to test the well pump and to see what the yield of this particular well is. However, we've run into a slight problem. They've closed the valve on your inlet line and zip tied it shut, so that way I'm not allowed to open this. Now, the other thing that we can see is, so this is your supply line. This is a water treatment device. You have one shut off, two shut off. This is your pressure tank. You should not have any of this treatment or shut-offs prior to the pressure switch. The reason why, this is what's going to call for water from the well. If, for example, this kicks on at 40 psi, and we come up over to here to the power switch where we see that it has power on, the pump will engage and it will continue to try and pump until the water successfully reaches the tank to get it to 60 psi. But as you can see, this is closed and zip tied off. So what that means is when this goes on, the pump's gonna engage and you run into a risk of the pipes over here getting overstressed and potentially bursting. It's super, super important not to make sure that you have any water treatment prior to the pressure tank. All water treatment should go after the pressure tank, just like this sediment filter, to avoid potential clogs. As we look down here, we can also see that there's quite a good amount of corrosion on the check valve and the T-assembly. Whenever you start to see that, it's a good idea to go ahead and preemptively replace it. The interesting part is that this tank was built in 2019, so this is pretty aggressive corrosion for a tank of this age. There's a union back here, so it is very possible that that tank was replaced, but the T-assembly was not replaced. My opinion is anytime you replace the tank, you should preemptively replace the T-assembly to avoid a new tank with a super rusted and corroded T-assembly. Over here, we'll see that it transitions up to the sediment filter, which looks like it's in pretty good shape, and the water shut off to the house over here. Make sure that whenever you're taking a look at well, you look at the order of operations, where the water goes, think about any of the potential clogging points, and try to rectify accordingly. So what we're gonna recommend is that this be put on this side, the water line go directly into the pressure tank, and that T-assembly be replaced.